Our meeting to order. I'd ask Mr. Jamie White to lead us in an invocation, please.
Let's pray. Our Father, our God, our Creator and our Sustainer, we just thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. We ask that you would just guide us during this meeting. We ask you to give us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as we discuss all of the matters that are at hand. We ask that we would all keep at the forefront the citizens of Allendale County. These blessings and all others we ask in your precious Son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I declare we have a quorum. All members are present. This time I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda. So moved.
Second.
Motion's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We're doing things a little different tonight. We're going to go into executive session first because we've got some matters that relate to something we're going to vote on later on our budget. So this time we'll take a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And we'll have to ask everybody to step out. Order, into open session.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
make a motion, we accept the recommendation from the Personnel Committee as it pertains to reemployment of a former employee.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second to accept the recommendation of the Personnel Committee as it pertains to the reemployment of the employee. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, welcome everybody. At this time we'll jump right into public comments. And as a reminder, public comments are limited to 3 minutes. So when you hear Mr. Robinson's alarm go off, we ask you to please wrap up. First up, Ms. Ann Rice, LSRA Nature Trail and Museum. Yes, Ann.
I got two things. First of all, the South County 250 Committee in Allendale has been working. We've got some exciting things, I think, coming up. But we had a meeting yesterday, and the state representative of South County 250 was there to kind of help us plan projects and that kind of thing. And he suggested that we look at trying to make the LSR Nature Trail a Liberty Trail or Revolutionary Trail, because it's right there at Burton's Ferry, so it's historic.
Sure.
And that way we could maybe get money to get it inspected and maybe get it going again, you know. And since the county owns it, we need y'all's permission before we start doing anything. So I would like to know, you know, if y'all would be agreeable to that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. And by the way, in my report, I was gonna let you know that we do have a representative from PRT coming down on Tuesday
Oh, good.
to walk that trail,
Oh, good.
to take a look at the landing, to see if we can do some repaving.
Oh, good.
So if you're available,
Choose to do it today.
it'll be morning time,
Okay,
probably about 11:30.
That'll probably be fine.
Okay.
I don't want to eat into your time, but I mean, we're trying, we're.
I know, I understand. Okay. So, I mean, is that gonna suit y'all?
I think if you would make us a proposal, we're probably
Okay.
going to have a special meeting next Tuesday.
Okay.
So where's the
And we
trail
could vote on it
located?
then.
There is a trail there. We spent a lot of money on PRT, paid us to do it, and it was open until we couldn't get the bridges inspected, and then we closed it because of liability issues. So if there's a trail that's been made, it needs upkeep because the county hadn't been maintaining it.
Exactly.
So the second thing is maintenance on the museum building. Y'all agreed as part of the gift to y'all of the building that y'all would keep the grounds and the building maintained. Well, I've been by there several times in the last several weeks, and it looks horrible. Grass hadn't been cut and I don't know when, and the vines growing up on the building. I mean, it looks bad for the county, you know, to have it right there on 301. So I would urge whoever needs to talk to whoever does that to
Okay.
please see about that,
We will.
because that was part of the agreement of y'all getting that building.
All right, we'll take care of that.
Thank you.
But if you give us a proposal.
I will.
So we can officially vote on it legally. Thank you, ma'am. All right, up next, Mayor Sauls, county funds for police department.
Yes, sir. Thank you, council, for allowing me to have this moment to speak with you. It's good to see you. I was in on a meeting, as you well know, with you and Mr. Black and others, and when the discussion was, when the consolidation didn't go through, the possibility of the funds that was, the 2.5 would be distributed to the municipalities, which would be county, Allendale Police, and the Fairfax Police Department. But I just was trying to get an answer, because I'm hearing that that money's already been distributed or being distributed. So that was mainly my reason for being here, sir.
As you may know, I'm not sure how familiar, for everybody's knowledge, the money was originally designated for consolidation purposes in the county. Obviously, that didn't pass. We could hardly get anybody to attend the meetings. I think it was cursed from the beginning. Nobody even wanted to talk about it. But so the money obviously belongs to the county, from what I'm hearing from the senator, and I think some others have talked to some representatives also. And the money is designated for sheriff department upgrades, equipment upgrades, E911, along those lines. So I know when you called me about a month ago and asked me about the possibility of that. I did reach out to Senator Hutto, and he told me that the money belongs to the county, that obviously, you know, he thought that would be a fair, you know, if we wanted to fund some projects for the municipalities, if, you know, if that's something that the county wanted to do,
Well,
that we certainly could do that, so.
Yeah, I would think municipalities is part of the county, so
Yeah.
you know, that was just my, you know, I've tried to reach out to try to find answers for that because, as you all know, all of our law enforcement needs some upgrades and
Sure.
there's some things that are important. And I certainly would ask that you reconsider that to try to, maybe if we can get something to you, a proposal or something.
Well, that's what I was gonna add. I don't wanna speak for council, but I think everybody would agree. I think the next course would be to get a proposal from the town council, present it to the sheriff. The sheriff maybe could get with the public safety committee, and then we could come up with recommendations for the council and see where we go.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Lee Fitz, I think you gonna speak on the same thing?
Yes, good afternoon, Chairman and council members. I've heard what you said already, so you pretty much have addressed my concern, but the concern still relates to the fact that the last meeting we had, it was our understanding that the money would be distributed to improve not just the sheriff department, but to improve the law enforcement of the municipalities as well. That was the last meeting I attended, and that was the last, since it could not go through. So you're saying now, you all have made all your contacts, and you're saying that your representative, Senator Hutto, saying that it should go just to the county? Okay, no, what y'all said, it belongs to the county, am I correct?
It does
Correct me if
it does belong to the county.
Okay, if it belongs to you, then we just need some evidence, and we probably need to meet to clarify whether that is actual facts and how we move forward on that at some point, because that was the last meeting. That's what since that fell through, it was clearly stated that, yeah, well, we can do some helping, upgrading your departments and what have you, but evidently some things had changed after that last meeting. Just for clarity, wanted to make you aware that there was myself in attendance as well as Sauls to that meeting, and that was the last understanding.
Yeah, but I've never seen any paperwork related to those funds that stated the money be used to municipality upgrades. Now, I'm not saying we're against giving the municipality funds, but I'll tell you, like I told Mayor Sauls, I think the procedure would be to come up with a proposal from the town council, present it to us, and then we'll certainly look it over and make a decision, as we do with our sheriff. He gives us proposals. If it's something that we agree on, we allow him to purchase it. If we don't, then he regroups.
But the municipalities are allowed to get some final document as to the clarity that it goes directly to the county, y'all in charge.
Oh,
We
yeah.
should be able to get that, okay?
Sure.
That's cool. Okay, thank you.
All right, Ms. Carolyn Fortson, Library Director.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Chairman, members of council. I am Carolyn Corson, Regional Director for the Allendale Hampton Jasper Regional Library System. And I am here today on behalf of the Allendale County Library. I think you all know Ms. Arlene Fitz. She is on the Allendale Library Board as well as the Regional Library Board. So first of all, let me just quickly thank you all for getting the library's air conditioning repairs completed. It was a rough time, it was very hot, and but you all came through for us, and so we just want to let you know that the public areas are cooling efficiently, and we thank you very much. On behalf of the Allendale Board of Trustees, along with the library staff and patrons, we are grateful for your continued support for the Allendale County Library. These are not just words being spoken. We appreciate the county's support and understanding for the importance of having a library in the county. Your annual appropriations strictly fund salaries and benefits for the staff in the library. However, I am here today to share with you that, you know, we're in a situation where it's beginning to take a toll on the library. We've been very patient and understanding, you know, we understand the situation with the county. But we just want you to know that we are becoming very, very concerned about staff salaries as we, you know, are getting ready for the fiscal year 2025. And we may have to make some crucial decisions, such as reducing library hours or cutting staff hours. And I really don't want to go down that road. The Allendale library staff, they work very hard to keep the library functioning efficiently, and they deserve a better salary than they currently make for their families. Allendale's library staff have not received adequate cost of living raises, Christmas bonuses, and I'm gonna say it, COVID money, as other funding streams were given to Allendale County employees. In closing, let me add that we have not received an increase in our county appropriations since 2016. I call upon the county to please remember the library as you continue your budget preparations. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. We have one visitor, Nikki Toombs, USDA Letter of Conditions. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nikki Toombs. I'm the Area Director for Area 4 with USDA Rural Development. I'm very glad to be here tonight on behalf of our Acting State Director, Mr. George W. Hicks Jr., and Community Facilities Program Director, Ms. Michelle Cardwell. I'm here to deliver a letter of conditions for a community facilities grant for the Allendale County Museum roof and electrical equipment project to repair the roof and the electrical equipment at the county library. The total grant is $44,900. And the total project cost was $59,950. The grant is a 75% grant, where the government is paying 75% and Allendale County's match would be $15,050. We're glad to be partnering again with Allendale County in providing this funding. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have, and congratulations.
Thank you. Is there, what's the time frame on this?
Well, it's usually 9 to 12 months, but we always work with everyone.
I know we're kind of probably already close to that limit, so I was just.
Well, no, it's not a problem.
Okay.
We
So,
will, and I've talked with,
Chanel?
right, and we're ready to close out the grant. We can help
Okay.
close it out. I'll work with everyone to get it closed out, so it's not a problem.
all right. Anybody have any questions?
I think that's good. I'm glad we were able to receive that.
Right, and this is the third. There were 3 grants for the museum, so we were glad to be able to fund, and we can work to get all of them closed out so that the work can be completed.
Okay. Hopefully we can close it out quickly and
Yeah,
get it behind us.
I'd be glad to help
Thank you.
anyone.
Thanks for the update.
Okay.
All right, moving on to council reports. I'm going to be very brief. Just want to let everybody know that we all attended the South Carolina Association of Counties Conference in Isle of Palms. We had all of our council members present, our clerk of council and our administrator was present. And I'm proud to say that Allendale got recognized as one of only, I think, about 5 counties maybe, that had 100% of their county council to graduate from the Institute of Government. So that was quite a surprise. And also to recognize the new president of South Carolina Association of Counties, our vice chair, Mr. Bill Robinson. It's a big honor, and I know you're going to do great things. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Also, the county council's been moving forward with some of the law enforcement money that we've been talking about earlier. Sheriff Freeman has presented, made a lot of progress in replacing some of his old cars, and as of today, we've got 9 new vehicles on the road. So I think we're moving forward at a pretty good pace with that, and thank the sheriff for his hard work and getting us all the information that we require to make these decisions, and we appreciate it. That's all I have. We'll move on to Mr. Robinson.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Going to be brief. As you're probably aware, we moved the magistrate office from the jail complex down to the branch building, and we've done some upfit. We were seeing additional traffic moving through there, and Clinton has requested some work, and we're looking at doing that and approve that. If you get a chance, go by the magistrate office, and take a look at it. I think our folks have done a very good job of renovating that building and cleaning it up. And thanks to our clerk of court that will allow magistrate to have, when her court is not available, when her court is available and the branch building may not be available, we work that out between the magistrate and the judges that uses our courtroom, that we can actually switch back and forth as needed. Also, I mentioned earlier about PRT. We got confirmation today that they will be down here on Tuesday, which would be the 20th. And I think we're going to meet also on the 20th to take a look at our lanings. As you know, we have 4 different lanings here in the county. Steel Creek, Johnson, which I think some folks say Little Hill. We also have the Savannah River 301 landing, and also Cone Bluff. And if you visit those landings of recent, they all need some repaving done, and hopefully we can get some money. And consequently, you heard Mrs. Rice mention about the walking trail there at the old Welcome Center. I've talked with the sheriff, and we have, right behind the old Welcome Center, we have approximately 2.5, 3 acres. And I know we've talked about moving the firing range, which is located in Appleton, to the airport area. But in talking with the sheriff, I think that area back there would probably be ideal for the firing range for our officer, and also for the for community members who get permission to use that. So it's certainly something that I think is worth a visit. I think the sheriff's going to go out there on tomorrow and take a look at it. Also, I will be attending the NATO conference in New Orleans, which will be held October 21st through the 24th as the county rep. And we learned, and I mentioned to council on Monday, about the reclassification, LMI. We're no longer considered to be part of that, which I think is absurd, simply because our numbers have not changed. We probably got from 36, 3 or 4 years ago, of families, single family head of household. It's probably 40% now. So it's unreal that they would take a look at us and say, hey guys, you're not low and moderate income anymore, but we are. So hopefully, I did get a chance as president of the Association of County to meet with the national county president about 2 weeks ago, and we certainly will be meeting him in New Orleans and talking about what we can do. And of course, we have Dr. Monar, who's our executive director for Lower Savannah Council Government. We met last week, and we've kind of given him a go-to. Let's investigate and see if we can get the county and the towns, including Fairfax, including Allendale, reclassified, because there's no way And what it means, if you're not considered to be part of LMI, then you are not eligible. Just for instance, Ms. Toombs just gave us that community facility grant. That will knock us out of consideration in the future. The big thing is 10 years. You gotta wait 10 years before you be looked at for reclassification. So it means a lot to this community. And when we heard that growing communities like Santee are part of the LMI, well, the last visit I had in Santee a couple of weeks ago, they booming. You know, they got more than they can handle right now. So, but anyway, that's my spill on that. And lastly, as our Association of County, we do have our fall advocacy meeting, which is a 2-day event, which will be held October 16th and 17th. And I noticed most Southern Carolina Alliances having their annual shoot and golf thing also on the 17th. So we got a lot of good activities in our community right now. But the SCAC meeting will certainly include some classes, but basically we meet and we talk about legislative issues that will be coming up to the General Assembly in January. So it's a very important meeting, and I hope some of the council members will be able to attend. And lastly, sadly, we lost one of our most revered coaches for our recreation program, a gentleman by the name of Larry Priester. Larry coaches football, baseball, basketball, and died last weekend, tragic accident, auto accident, and asked that you say prayers for his family. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't want to be redundant because some of us is on the same board, so Mr. Robinson gave a good spiel of some of the boards that I'm on with him, along with him and Ms. Jennings. So I'm giving a report for the county EMS report. Staffing, Allendale County EMS is currently fully staffed. One employee recently graduated from Augusta University Paramedics program. This report includes the date from July the 17th, 2024 through August 13, 2024. Transported by destination Allendale County Hospital, 81 out of county transfers, 31. Total emergency calls was 112. And that's the report for the EMS. Due to the Hurricane Debbie, we did not have our COG board meeting. I want to thank Mr. Monar for making arrangements that we did a Zoom on that. And we had approximately 37 people about 37 people that attended the Zoom, and we made progress. And I'm sorry we was not able to feed them like we're supposed to for this county. And I'm hoping that we make up for it in the future.
We double up.
I don't know about double. We have funded, but I want to thank him for making that arrangements for Allendale County. And we're sorry we could not host the meeting for that event because of Hurricane Debbie. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. White?
Yes, Mr. Chairman and Council. We had our well, not actually the final meeting, but we concluded chapters 9 and 10 of our comprehensive plan development. Chapter 9 was community facilities. Chapter 10 was resiliency, which dealt with the response to storms, drought, and other natural occurrences. This was on Tuesday the 13th. We will be meeting again on September the 10th, just to finalize that comprehensive plan. Apologetically, I know that our meetings for the comprehensive plan have coincided with, I know at least with the town of Allendale's town council meetings. So that information definitely needs to be passed along to those officials. But it's always open to the public for the municipalities to attend. I will say that last night at our meeting, we did have representatives from, one representative from the South Carolina Office of Resilience, and also a representative from the Sea Grant Consortium, who provided information And there was a community stakeholder survey that was provided. I made copies. I probably don't have enough for everybody here, but I encourage you, if you did not pick up a copy that was outside, this is a survey that could possibly result in funding for our county to address the response to natural disasters and natural occurrences. So please get that information because we know that whenever we have those natural events, it was just discussed about, Tropical Storm Debbie and the impact that it had, particularly on Fairfax. We could get some money to help assist in those areas. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Jennings.
The chairman is smiling because he gave me 5 minutes.
Oh, no, you said you was going to do 5.
minutes. Okay, recently, council members received the pamphlet from the Association of Counties that involve acts that affect our counties. Now, there are over 50-something acts in here, so I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to talk about one of them tonight. And Ms. Forsythe, one of them involves the library, and what it says is that if the voter registration office needs space for a polling place for an election, that the library cannot deny them that request. Is that correct? And if the library denies the request, the state can withhold their money. And so we don't want that to happen to you, but right now, I spoke with Sonia Prince, who's the director of the election office, and she said they don't need any, they have enough office space or polling places for elections. But if that should occur and they request to use the library, that the law says that they can use the library. And if the library refuses, the state will withhold the library funds. That is an act that affects all of the counties in the state of South Carolina. Also, I'd like to thank Mr. Donnie Hutto, who is sitting in the back, and along with Public Works for their help in getting the magistrate office moved, and also Partner for Rose. The magistrate office is complete. I think they have a few more things they have to remove from the old building. But the Partner for Rose, I think they're supposed to complete their move by tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. But if it wasn't for Mr. Donnie Hutto, they still would not be ready to move, because although he's our camera person and computer IT, he had to put the desk together, and so we had to wait until the furniture for the magistrate's office had to be put together. But for Partner for Rose, the state brought all that furniture down from Columbia. So the magistrate's office is open, and Partner for Rose will be open on tomorrow, or they're supposed to complete it by tomorrow. At our convention at Isle Palms, as Mr. Chairman stated, at Isle Palms, we attended. It wasn't a whole lot of fun because you go to class from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So, you're in these cold classrooms all day long, but, there was a lot of information that was presented, and I'm requesting that our attorney look into the Family and Medical Leave Act, because there are a lot of questions that I have about FMLA. And several of council members sat in that meeting. And actually it was 3 of us along with the clerk to council, Ms. Kinder. And the Family and Medical Leave Act states that an employee receives 12 work weeks a year. But the lawyer stated that when an employee only takes maybe an hour a day or 2 hours a day, that they will never use the 12 weeks in a year. And that's sort of like abusing the system. This is what the attorney told us at the meeting. So, I'm requesting, for more information, to find out whether or not, as a county, we're following the rules. We don't have any procedures in place when it comes to employees who's on family medical leave. There's no procedures, they're just taking off, whenever they want to, and which they can. I mean, they can take off because that's the law. They can take off. They have 12 weeks of leave. But we need to have procedures in place, but then we as a council need to know what they can and cannot do. Do you agree, Mr. Chair?
I'm listening.
Okay. We need to know that. The lawyer also stated that, during COVID, a lot of employees would work from home. But employees still work from home since COVID is over. Well, it's not over, but employees still work from home, but it cannot be, a doctor cannot approve for an employee to work from home. It has to be the county. And that's what the attorney told us at the Association of Counties. And if you have any questions about any of this, we got our president sitting right here, and so he can answer questions. But all of this was given to us in a packet at the Association of Counties meeting. I believe I am in the process of having a little difficulty finding land for a community center in the Appleton area. I've been looking and nobody wanting to sell their land, but one person here might want to sell us some land, but I'll be reporting that at a different date. But then I would like to ask council for the St. Mark area, for the community center there. Would it be okay if I purchase more land from the McIntosh brothers?
I think if they have some available, that would be something we could consider.
Yeah, okay. And so we'll be talking about that.
Okay.
All right. That's it. I don't have any more.
Be good.
I did good?
She owes me lunch, right? She owes me lunch, right? No, I'm just kidding. I want to give the tire plant, the Tin Tan Group update. I know we did last month. I know there's a lot of new faces here tonight. Just want to make sure everybody knows what's going on with the Tin Tan facility. They originally the holdup was they lost their financing. So I'm happy to say now that they have a new source of financing in place. So they have provided enough information to satisfy South Carolina Commerce that they've extended their incentive package until the end of the year. So it appears if they want to stay in good graces with Commerce, they will start some type of construction or site work by the end of the year. So we're hoping and praying that comes to fruition. It's going to be a big deal for us if it ever happens. So it's not a definite, but it's good news. Moving on to our county attorney report. Okay. Old business, we've got the second reading of an ordinance enacting the Allendale County budget.
You want to put it in the right format?
Yep. So basically the title is an ordinance establishing operating and capital budgets for the county of Allendale, South Carolina for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2024 to provide for the levy of taxes for Allendale County for the fiscal year commencing July 1, 2024 to establish fees and service charges for Allendale County for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2024. Provide for the expenditures of tax revenues and other county funds to provide for other county purpose, to provide for the certain physical and other matters related to the county government and other matters related thereto. Can I get a motion to accept the second reading of our ordinance?
So,
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the second reading of our 2024 budget. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, update on CVB project funds. at currently, we have $4.5 million in the CV Bean Project Fund. And what we have done, we put that into an interest-bearing account, and we've gained quite a bit of interest. We did pull some of that interest out a few weeks ago to pay some bills, but we still have some remaining. And we were using some of the interest to pay some of our fees that are related to that project, and I don't think that was necessarily the intentions of the council. So I'd like to entertain a motion that we retrieve all the interest earned on this account since its deposit looks like September 21st of 23. So basically, we got $4.5 million in there. I think we go through and all the expenditures we remove from the balance of 4.5 and transfer to the county. That would give us all the remaining interest.
And how much we were, I didn't get a
We
chance.
withdrew $111,000, $111.70 and 14 cents. We transferred that interest, and I think there's about roughly $50,000 that's still owed to the county for interest, starting from the day of deposit until end of July.
So we're looking at moving 160,000?
Yeah, we've already moved 111, so we just need to,
Okay.
I'm gonna entertain a motion that all the interest incurred in that account be payable to the county.
You want that in form of motion, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's additional 50,000, that's what you're saying?
It's roughly 50.
Okay.
So moved.
Got a motion, to have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to reimburse the county for all interest earned in the CV Bean project, and actually the law enforcement account too, because all that was combined. So,
Call for a question.
yeah,
Okay.
let me repeat.
Okay.
We got a motion and a second to reimburse the county for all interest earned in this fund since its inception. Is there any discussion?
And are you combining the two, or are you gonna do them separate?
The treasurer told me that both monies were put into the same account. Yep, so she told me today.
And what's the total now? Still,
The total for CV Bean is 4.5 and.
no, I'm talking about the interest.
I don't have the interest.
Is
It's
it-
roughly 50,000.
But it's, together it's roughly 160,000 for both.
Right, but we've already drawn 111.
Right.
So
Okay.
the motion is to pay the county all the interest earned since day one. Is there any more discussion?
Yes, sir. We can do that? That can be done to use that funds from the CV Bean project to pay bills?
The only bills that have been paid out of that account are related to the project. So we're using the funds.
As far as the interest?
Yeah, the interest belongs to the county.
Okay, so we can take that and use it for something else?
The interest, yes.
Okay, I just want to be
Yeah,
clear.
interest is not part of the fund.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna argue the point, I don't have a problem with it, but the interest belongs to the account. But the interest, quasi, is the county money. So, but I don't disagree moving it, and I think it's the right thing to do. And looking at it, if we didn't have 4.5 gain in interest, then we still would be nil, we would have nothing. But the fact that we do have the money and it's drawing interest, and the county does need it, and I think we'll be doing the right thing.
Yep.
Generally, if you got 4.5 or whatever, you just let it build up and build up. But in this case, I think we need the money, so.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. And the balance on the law enforcement money as of Wednesday was $2,104,775.
What about the interest on that?
That was, interest was combined on both funds. according to the treasurer.
How much is it?
The law enforcement money,
Yeah.
$2,104,775.
So is that going back into the, are we using that for something else, or are we putting it back in there with the monies?
No, this is principal.
Okay. Did you get what I'm saying? Is that
Understand.
clear?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
We're not using no funds for anything else to interest, are we?
No.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
we also might want to clarify the fact that that 2.1 minus 500,000.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We, there's 2.1 in the fund. Obviously, council agreed several months ago to allow $500,000 of that money to be allowed to be used by Southern Carolina Alliance as a match to a bigger grant that they had for some training. The county will still have full control of it, but when the training gets here, or any law enforcement type related
Yeah.
stuff, that money will be used for that.
Is it fair to say that $500,000 is a grant will be used for law enforcement training as well as EMS, EMT, et cetera?
That's what the explanation we were given, yes.
Okay, all right.
And next up, we have a relocation of the Sheriff's Department gun range. I think Mr. Robinson alluded to that earlier,
Yes.
so we need to get a motion to accept that.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the relocation of the Sheriff's Department gun range. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I was gonna ask when was it gonna be done with this?
Yeah. I got a couple of things, just for information. I got a couple of things, just for information. Might not.
We'll do that now?
Yeah. Approve the sheet, I think you got that. We just need to sign it, majority of us.
Yeah, I think we've already passed that on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, she got it? Okay. Let's pass it. There was one other thing, Matt, that Cameron.
I hadn't finished.
Well, that's-
All right. I think that's it. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Good job, Matt.